Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report.
Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report. And we're going to give you the results for back on May 17th, 2025, and we're going to have a chat with one of our young guns. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend at Antioch Speedway.
This Saturday, May 31st, 2025, it's the Larry DeMintz Memorial at Antioch Speedway. And kids 12 and under get grandstand admission for free. That's right, kids 12 and under get into the grandstands for free this Saturday for the Larry DeMintz Memorial. They're going to feature the Tri-State Pro Stocks, the late models, the wingless sprint cars, the Race Saver sprint cars, the dwarf cars, and the 600 micro sprints, all this Saturday at Antioch Speedway for the Larry DeMintz Memorial. Kids get in free, 12 and under, to the grandstands at the Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction.
Congratulations to all the winners back on May 17th. On that day, I had the opportunity to talk to a young man who has been racing for all of about 2 years. And he is currently in the IMCA Northern Sport Modified Division and running up front and doing a great job with very limited experience. Sit back and watch as we talk with Trent Golden. Hey, with Trent Golden. Trent, how you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. How's your year going?
I've had my ups and downs, some parts failures, some good finishes, but, you know, working hard and getting after it every weekend.
So, just looking at your profile on my race pass, and you've been racing since all the way back in 2023.
Yes.
A whole 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're in a Sport Modified.
Yeah.
And you're running up front.
Yeah.
You spent, what, I don't know, half a season in a hobby?
About close to a year.
Was it close to a year?
It was fun. I like beating fenders with everybody, but just kind of wanted to progress my career in racing and just kind of get into something more where I could go faster and make more setup changes.
And so you kicked your dad out of his car?
Yeah, I made him retire.
Chuck Golden, for those of you who don't know, Crash Golden. All right, so let's talk about, you said the ups and downs. One of the downs, you're on national stream over the winter and then winter series down in Arizona. You have an incident going into turn one, I think it was, at the track you're at, and you're climbing out and and the camera's on you and they're talking about how you don't know what you're about to see.
Yeah.
You walk around the back of your car and you look down. What is your initial reaction?
I was honestly just mind blown. I had no idea, because after I went back onto the track and went a full lap, kind of full speed, they told me that I had fuel leaking out of my car. So I was like, okay, maybe a fuel line came loose or, something. And I got out of my car, and when I seen my rear clip just hanging on the ground, I was like, I'm just tired of this.
Yeah, fuel leaking. We didn't bother telling you about the clip on the ground.
No, I think they just wanted me to wait and see what was going on.
That to start the year off could be a bit tough, but you have managed to really come back and you're running up front. What's your high of the year?
Probably just being able to run up front and run with guys who are really fast in this division and, hard guys to beat, and just being able to contend with them and give them a run for their money after not being in this car for that long.
How'd you get your start in racing? I know your dad raced.
Just kind of hanging around my dad growing up, working on the car, washing it, stuff like that. But I didn't really get into it until 2020 when he started racing. I was coming here every weekend helping, and I kind of just got tired of sitting in the stands watching. I got the itch, and it's bit me ever since.
So you're running all over the place this year. What are you doing for 2025?
I'm trying to just run as much as I can, go to new tracks that I haven't been. If we end up running for points with rookie or whatever it is, it happens, but just trying to run as much as I can in California before I decide to move out of California.
Oh, okay. You're going to take it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go to?
Not sure yet. A couple places, somewhere in the Midwest, maybe somewhere in Arizona. I got a lot of friends everywhere, so just kind of wherever the wind takes me.
What has been the biggest challenge for learning how to drive a sport modified?
Figuring out the little changes go a long ways, because coming from the hobby stock, we couldn't really make a lot of changes. And then come into a 3-link suspension, we can make little tweaks here and there and it'll go a long way. So just trying to fully understand what changes do to what other part of the car and how it does.
Do you lean on your dad a lot?
Some parts of it, because at the same time, I do want to figure out some stuff for myself. That way I know what to do if he's not around. But I do rely on him, because he has been successful in it, and I will listen to him for some advice when I'm having a hard time.
Long-term goals, what do you want to race?
I want to get into a USAC midget eventually and run a couple of those, but I think more reasonably running double duty in an A-mod or a stock car, and eventually maybe a super late model.
Oh, very fun. Who do you want to say thanks to for helping you get out here and keep supporting you?
I want to thank my dad. He's kind of gotten me into this and does everything for me. I want to thank Paul Gutierrez, who works on the car, Rylan Racing, who fixes my rear clip when it's hanging on the ground. Hopefully not anymore. Crystal Clear Logos, who does our shirts, and I think that's it.
All right. What's been your high finish this year in a main event? I know you got some heat wins, right?
I got a couple heat wins.
Second, right?
Highest is second in the main. First time I led 15 laps and finished 5th because I jumped the berm. Second time I led 19 laps and got past on the last lap.
Well, I'll just say, with as little experience, because in reality you have very little experience, as well as you're running, they better watch out. You're going to be tough to beat down the road.
Thank you.
Trent Golden, driver of the 7T IMCA Sport Modified.
Trent Golden is doing a great job behind the wheel of the 7T. Look forward to seeing him in Victory Lane very soon. Once again, let's take a look at what's coming up this Saturday at Antioch Speedway, where kids get in for free, 12 and under.
This Saturday, May 31st, 2025, it's the Larry DeMintz Memorial at Antioch Speedway. And kids 12 and under get grandstand admission for free. That's right, kids 12 and under get into the grandstands for free this Saturday for the Larry DeMintz Memorial. They're going to feature the Tri-State Pro Stocks, the late models, the wingless sprint cars, the Race Saver sprint cars, the dwarf cars, and the 600 micro sprints, all this Saturday at Antioch Speedway for the Larry DeMintz Memorial. Kids get in free, 12 and under, to the grandstands at the Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction.
Okay, that's this Saturday. Again, kids 12 and under get in for free. And then next weekend, June 7th, kids 12 and under get in free who play youth baseball and softball. That's right, it's youth baseball and softball night next Saturday. And if they show up in their youth baseball and softball uniform or their jersey, 12 and under, get in for free. Don't worry, we'll be doing some other sports later in the year. But right now, on June 7th, it is youth baseball and softball night. Want to see you at Antioch Speedway this Saturday, June 1st, 2025, for some great racing action with the DeMintz Memorial. Until next time, I'm Wylie Wade. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye, everybody. 3, 2. Trent Golden.